All right, so this is my chapter 7 mindset review. In chapter 7, it kind of talked about the different people, talked about coaches, teachers, and parents, and how mindsets or the different growth and fixed mindset affected them and what they did and how they went about their different jobs. Something that I found really interesting in this chapter was when Carol talked about praise and how praise should be used when interacting with youth. And she said that praise is a good thing if it's used the right way. And I actually never thought about it in this way. She said that praise is good when you encourage the process. When you say, hey, you did well on this exam because you studied for 3 hours every day this week. You outlined all the important theories in the chapter. In turn, you did good on this exam. You got a 95, you got a 98%, as opposed to just saying, oh, you did good, great job. Because that in turn develops that fixed mindset in your child without, the parent even knowing. The parent just wants the best for her child, but little does she know she's developing a fixed mindset in her child, which is essentially not what you want. If you want your child to grow and succeed and be the best version of themselves that they can be, you really want that fixed mindset to be in them. And just, being mindful of the words that you use when you encourage and when you praise your children is very important. So that's something that I didn't think about and that I thought was really interesting. Um, a interesting story, or a story that I had about a time that I had to challenge someone in an authority position, um, about their mindset. So I was back in the 6th grade, and my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Jackson, actually called out one of my friends, Joseph, during class. And Joseph was always this kid that was lollygagging and playing around and not really focusing during class. And Mr. Jackson just stopped one time during class one time, and he said, "You know what, Joseph? I don't really know if high school will be for you. We're in 6th grade, so I didn't really, we weren't really thinking about high school at that point, but he just looked at Joseph and said, you know what, I don't think high school will be for you," in front of the entire class. And I actually interjected when he said that, and I said, hey, I don't think, you're right in your assumption. Like, I know Joseph. Joseph was a kid that I played baseball with and basketball with, and I did all these sports, and I saw how good he was, in sports in an athletic light. He just wasn't necessarily too excited about schoolwork and excelling in that field. But on the baseball field and the basketball field, the basketball court, I'm sorry, where he, really wanted to put forth effort and really wanted to excel, he did. So I saw what Joseph could be if he just channeled that same energy into his schoolwork. And Mr. Jackson never saw that because Mr. Jackson only got to see Joseph in an academic setting. He didn't really get to see Joseph in a setting that was advantageous to Joseph, which was, the athletic field at that time. So I really challenged my teacher, Mr. Jackson, at that point. I don't think I changed his mind, but I think that I gave him something to think about because he never really got to know Joseph. He talked about Joseph and talked to him, during school and in academic setting, like I previously said. And he didn't really get to know him. He only knew him for, the person that he wanted to know and the person that he got to saw during the day. So if he got to know Joseph more, got to talk about him, got to, learn a little bit more about Joseph and what really made him tick, I think he would have really got to realize that Joseph was actually a good kid. He was just a little bit misguided, and if he got the right direction, that he could really be a great student.